Welcome to another edition of Mike and Scott's B.S Session, home of the latest news in the bass fishing industry. So pull up a chair and get ready. This is not your mama's fishing show. Okay, enough of the blah, blah, blah. Here's Mike and Scott.
We are back for another episode of Mike and Scott's B.S Session.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I noticed
What?
you're sporting your K-Way.
I'm sporting the K-Way today, yeah. Yeah, well, if you look outside...
Yeah, it's a little bit chilly.
A little chilly and a little dark.
Yeah,
So,
it was raining all day today, on and off all day.
Yeah, it was. The weather's not...
It's not good.
It's not good this year so far, eh?
Well, I mean, we had a good early season. I mean, look how beautiful it was. Like, we've got to go back almost a month now.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just went to...
downhill.
Yeah.
The all-time high I saw on the news today was 30 degrees in 2007.
To this day.
For this day.
Yeah.
Today we hit a high of 10. So, big difference,
Not
right?
good.
Big difference. So, the normal temperature is like 20, so we're halfway below
The norm.
The norm. So that's an issue. But
listen, our waterways are full of water.
yes, we have lots of water.
We're not no water shortages this year anyway.
No, that's for sure. Last week was our first Fishing Canada Ripple of the year.
Yeah, I do recall that event.
It was
quite a bit.
the Humongo Pike Challenge.
The Pike Challenge with the slot limit.
Yes, it was with the catch, shoot, and release system.
Catch, shoot, take a picture, shoot.
Yeah.
You got to be clear about that.
It's catch, shoot, and release.
You could shoot them too, mind you.
Yeah, but
there's more than enough of them to go
You
around.
have a lot of fish floating around the bay,
Yeah.
but it's it was great. We have boards that you measure the fish. You get you're allowed.
I really like the idea of that slot limit tournament.
No, it's great.
The one challenging aspect of it
Yeah.
is trying to get something that's outside of the ordinary, because there's only so many slots, and you have so many fishermen.
Well, you wind up catching a lot of fish in the same slots, right?
Well, what also happens is those slots are harder and harder to get out of.
Yes.
Like the 1, 2, 3 slot is the first slot you usually achieve,
Right.
you know, and then you get the 2, 3, 4, and the 4, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
But once you try and break out of the standard slot limit,
Distance, it's tough.
it's tough.
Which tells you
So
that
you
the
get a
sizes
lot
are
of duplicate.
consistent, right? The sizes are consistent.
Yeah, the sizes are consistent.
So it's tough to get that one fish that'll push you over the edge that other guys aren't catching. So
exactly.
That's the challenge. And
so ultimately, we ended up with a 3-way tie for first place.
Yes, we did.
Out of 30 teams.
Out of 13, which was really good.
Yeah.
Which is really good. So we took obviously the pot split it 3 ways. You guys all walked away.
I took the pot and split it 3 ways.
Well, I don't know.
You said we, but as far as I remember, you were just.
Well, I was going to give the
pictures.
pot to the guy, the better looking guy, that everyone voted for.
I see.
I mean, I don't want to say it wasn't you, but I'm just saying you weren't getting the money.
But you are implying that it wasn't me.
Well, I would just want to tell you, there was like 5 other guys.
Right.
You weren't getting the money.
Right.
All right, that's all I got to say.
Thanks.
So, but it was a vote, right? It was a vote.
That hurts my feelings.
Well, you got to get used to these things.
Yeah.
You got to get used to these things.
But one way or another,
it was good.
I cashed a check, buddy.
Yeah, you cashed a check.
Tied for first place.
Yeah. Plus, there was, like you said, 3 teams that tied in there, which was good.
Yeah.
We had a lot of really good prizes. Thanks to Evinrude.
Oh, it was a great turnout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the sponsors.
It was
they all
terrific.
came. Rod Glove came through. Everybody came through.
Evinrude came through. St. Croix came through. It was all good. So we're looking forward to next week. Next week there's another one on Bay Missisquoi.
The Missisquoi Bay.
Yes, in Venise, Quebec.
Well, at least you won't have a sludge problem.
No, you won't have a sludge problem. You won't have a blue algae problem. You won't have any of that. Is
there any room to register in that?
There's still a bit of room. You can go to www.fishingcanada.net on the net, or you can go to fishingcanada.net or fishingcanada.net on Facebook and go in there and put your name in, and you'll get registered. Max Chabot will send you to the link. So it's winding up. Typically, the registration for these tournaments ramps up in the last week.
Yeah, of course.
That's where all the teams start jumping in. The weather that's outside that Scotty described to you isn't really conducive to getting people in that mood, but typically as it gets closer,
Although the last week's tournament was a full packed house.
Yeah, it was a packed house.
You couldn't have any more boats.
We have no more boards.
No more boards.
So we can't measure any fish. You need to have a board to measure your fish, so there's a limit to the registration. So if you plan on fishing it, get in there and register now. And it was great to see some new guys out last year for last week's tournament.
Yeah.
Guys that we have never seen, which is really good to hear. That,
it is.
You know, we're getting some new faces, new blood, and
they're starting off with good tournaments.
Getting the adrenaline going.
Yep.
Right, getting the adrenaline going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was a fun day. Again, thanks to all the sponsors, specifically Evinrude, St. Croix was there, Rod Glove, Jim Van Ryn. Thanks for all your support, and just let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Absolutely.
So that covers the tournaments. This week...
we have a commercial to play, don't we?
Well, not yet.
No?
No, you don't. No, not yet.
No? How come?
No, because we're not at that point of the script.
Okay. We're one line away. Okay.
You're one story out. Do you have any tidbits for the week? Okay.
Well, no. The tidbit of the week was basically the ripple that went down. And the ripple coming up.
Yeah. I had an interesting request this week from my grass guy, Honorary St. Croix Pro Staff Jean-Marc Desrochers and his wife Diane.
You're talking about your grass guy on public airwaves?
Yeah, my house grass.
Oh, okay, your lawn.
Yeah,
your lawn. Okay. I was getting the wrong idea.
No, my lawn guy.
Your lawn guy.
Jean-Marc Desrochers and Diane, they had a couple of tackle boxes that were going to a couple of kids, and they asked if we could donate anything into it. So I took the boxes and filled them up with baits and put the appropriate sponsor stickers on them and things like that, and put it up on Facebook and Instagram. And that's something I'm bringing this up not because I want people to say, "Oh, way to go, good job." I'm bringing it up to remind everybody that you've got to keep kids on the water. You've got to pay attention to them, and whenever you can bring the kids out on the water, bring them out. And the reason I did it was none other than to make sure that these kids have a good time and support Jean-Marc, who is getting these kids out there on the water, and show that there's people that are willing to support those kind of things. So congratulations to Jean-Marc and his wife, Diane. Keep up the great work.
Good job.
It's a great job, and thank you to the Rod Glove, St. Croix Rod, Mustang Survival, and Bennett's Bait and Tackle. It's
another reason why we need to assure that we put that kids tournament together this summer.
Yeah, we gotta do something about that. We gotta get it together.
Well, I definitely want to do it, and the support's there, so we just need to pick the right date, and hopefully weather permitting. Last year, the weather was unfortunate.
It was a bit
it blew us off the water. Mm-hmm. Couldn't do it, and then rescheduling these things amongst other tournaments is so difficult.
It is so difficult. There's no dates.
And vacations, kids. And,
there's just no dates. And that's another good point. Vacations and kids, right? So the kids are gone to day camps and, all kinds of crap.
All kinds of stuff.
Well, not crap. They're all kind of all kinds of different
Getting activities. A little aggressive.
Yeah. So it's tough to find it. Then when you find a date, if you find the kids, there's a tournament going on somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So the parents are
stuck.
The
parents, they have a big tournament to fish.
And you paid, right? You can't throw that money away.
So we'll examine those dates, but from what I've seen on the calendar, it seems like it's going to be somewhere in mid-August.
Yeah,
beginning to mid-August. Maybe even end of August, but August seems to be a slow month.
Well, if there's room there, I know we have a ripple. I think we're on the Richelieu in August. Yes, we're on the Richelieu River, and I'll take a look here. August.
I
think we're in August. Let's see. FishinCanada.net. I've seen this place before. I've seen it. There it is.
Have you been to this site before?
I've been to this site before, yeah.
Bear is exceptionally
what's going on with Bear? You get him on steroids or something?
I don't know. I think the kids fed him sugar. Candy.
Okay, August 3rd, the Richelieu River.
Yeah, you see, so that's the beginning of August.
Yeah.
But there doesn't seem to be anything between the 28th and the 3rd.
Of August. Of September?
Of August.
Oh, yeah? There's no Econobass or none of that? You're sure? You checked?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, we'll have to look.
We'll put it out.
We'll look at
I know
the
there's nothing on my schedule, really.
No, okay. Well, you'll have to look, like I said, at the other series and things like that. Our good buddy Loic is back from Cuba.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Does he think he can go on vacation permanently?
Well, here's the deal. The guy
abandoned us.
He takes off.
Yeah.
Leaves us hanging in the wind.
Yeah.
Right?
Trying to figure out our own technical issues.
Exactly.
We got accustomed to having service.
Exactly. And us with zero artistic capabilities.
Yeah, forget it.
Between the two of us.
I had no banner.
None.
No.
None. So he comes back from Cuba, and guess what he does? He takes another week off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who does this guy think
I don't
he
know
is?
who's signing these memos, but I want to speak to him.
Yeah, well, we're going to have a board meeting.
Yeah, we're going to have a committee meeting and vote on what the heck.
He's going crazy all by himself.
He's going nuts. So, so he's back, and he put the... Bear, you better...
It's enough.
I don't know what he's doing.
It's enough. He's chasing a tennis ball around the house. He's going to scratch my floors.
I think that's beyond it now.
He's going to get a kick in the rear end.
So, yeah, we got to thank Loic for he put together the banner for tonight's show and our guest tonight.
I like the banner for Goldwing Auto Care.
You like that?
Yeah.
It's nice, eh?
Yeah, it's sleek.
Very, very slick. He's very, very slick. He does, he's not too, he's got some stuff.
He's not too shabby.
He's not too shabby with the banners. He's got some stuff to learn for the fish catch and stuff, but.
Yeah, and punctual, he's got to be present.
Yeah, things like that.
Mr. Vacation over there.
And he was sort of making fun of you with regards to the boxes, too.
The boxes?
Yeah, like make one up for Scotty.
Yeah.
What was with that?
I don't know. He wants me to have a kitty box.
Yeah. I don't know.
Him and I are going to have a little jiu-jitsu match.
Whoa! Whoa, you're going to do jiu-jitsu him?
No.
And then he posted a picture, Loic posted a picture on Facebook with half a muskie in it.
Yeah, what happened to the other one?
I don't know. He said it's hanging in the water. I think he cut it up and made it fillet. I think he's the fillet.
I think that's a poor Photoshop job.
Yeah, so do I. I think that was like somebody else's fish.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, Loic is back from vacation. We're glad to have him back. And I'll be seeing him tomorrow morning. Because tomorrow morning I'll be heading up to see our good buddy, partner in crime, Mr. Gary Gosserin from Fishing Tech fame. So, Gary will be with me tomorrow morning, and I think our good buddy Loic will be coming by, which is great. We're going to have some fun up at Gary's shop, probably drive Gary crazy, and he'll be kicking us out.
Speaking of Gary, I wanted can you bring some plates back?
Remember.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'll send you a little text message.
Yeah. I'll pick them up and.
I'm putting one on the new Cougar FTD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It painted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he have any more painted ones? Can he send us one up painted?
Well, what I'm gonna do is, if you want one painted, I have a buddy who's got a powder coating plant, I guess shop.
Yeah.
And he can powder coat them for us.
Oh, okay.
It takes 2 minutes.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, well,
super.
It's more than 2 minutes.
So I'll pick up. I'll pick up the ones he's got.
Yeah.
And we can get them powder coated. We'll put one on.
Yeah. I think it would be a good idea.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a big plan.
I want a red one.
Yeah, I want a red one too.
Do you?
Yeah, for the stripes.
Yeah,
the accent
perfect.
stripes.
That'd make a better fit. It'd be easier for us to get them both like that, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'll just do them both the same color.
Perfect.
So that's good. So we'll be up there with Gary tomorrow, and we're going to welcome a new sponsor in. I don't think Loic's got the banner up. Let me take a look. Let's see how good our boy's doing here. Let's see how on the ball.
Well, now we've been. We've been razzing a little bit. Maybe
Mike Hulbert. Mike Hulbert, the guy who was on for Muskie.
Yeah.
Guess who his new sponsor is?
Who?
Zico Shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's hooked up with Zico.
I can't wait to wear my Zicos in
Florida. Oh, that's a spot to be.
Yeah.
That's a spot to be.
No socks, Zicos, breathable.
Oh, it's
step
perfect.
in and out of the water.
Perfect.
No problem.
Man, perfect. You're living the dream. No, I don't see it here. So
no,
it's,
he's got a work to do.
Yeah, I won't say anything until he gets it up. He's slacking off. He's in Cuba now. Rolling in the dough.
Yeah, and fishing for muskies.
Fishing muskies.
Mike, you gotta.
I gotta get control of it.
We
gotta bring the salary back into check.
Yeah, back to reality.
This man is making way too much money.
Yeah,
way too much money. So yeah, that's where we'll be tomorrow morning. And what we're gonna try and do is maybe bring you some pics or a couple of sound bites for next week's show, and plug them in with our visit from our good buddy Gary. So that should definitely be fun. We had news about a minister. So we're going to go, before we get into our guest, et cetera, we're going to go to a little commercial break.
Yeah, our guest has not called in. What time is he calling in?
7:45. So Davey will be in here any second.
And we are playing.
You're going to run out to this one. Yep.
St. Croix has been handcrafting fishing rods for 65 years. With over 400 rods available in their lineup, you can be assured St. Croix has you covered. Whether you're wrapping your fingers around the newly re-engineered Legend Extreme or the workhorse known as the Legend Tournament Series, St. Croix will make your fishing experience that much better. St. Croix, the best rods on earth.
We're back?
We're back after...
That's such a slow, mellow
thing. Right.
Like,
you see yourself sitting out there on the lake, right, making a few casts.
I'm sitting in a chair. I'm not even sitting on the stand.
Oh, no, I'm standing on the front deck with a calm lake. Just
I'm on the back with my feet up on the back seat.
Yeah, and you're fishing.
I'm just dragging a tube.
That's it. Bing! 6-pounder.
Oh, that'll wake you up, right?
That would wake you up. That would definitely wake you up. They got some fantastic equipment. Anybody who doesn't use St. Croix rod, you got to get yourself a couple of these, because I'll tell you right now, once you fish one of these, you're not going to go back to another brand. I've been using them for years now. I just love them. I love them. What else we got going? Oh, next. You going to the Grand Prix this year?
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
As the day comes closer, we'll see.
Yeah.
Last year I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
Well, for one day.
Yeah. Eh?
That's long enough.
I was thinking, it's enough, eh?
Yeah.
It's
so loud.
I know. My buddy goes for 3 days.
Yeah.
I said, man, even with earplugs, you're going deaf.
Oh yeah,
you're going deaf. It's crazy.
But it's definitely a fun event.
For sure, it's a fun event.
Our guest is on the line. I mean,
yes, he is. Who is our guest tonight? Our guest tonight is a gentleman by the name of Davy Hite, FLW and Bassmaster Pro, who makes his home in South Carolina. I wouldn't mind living there.
Yeah, South Carolina's a nice state.
Yeah, 6 years on the FLW tour, and with BASS earnings to date.
Oof, big number.
Way up.
Can you pronounce that number?
That's a whole bunch of money.
Have you ever said that number before?
No, that's a whole bunch of money. I don't know if to make a calculator big enough to calculate Davy's earnings.
That's a lot of numbers.
He was born on May 18th in 1965. He has a family with wife Natalie, and that's a Natalie without an H. You notice that?
Yeah, I noticed that.
So it's the English version of Natalie. And his children, Parker and Peyton. His hobbies are hunting and, guess what? Saltwater fishing.
Get out of town.
You wouldn't figure, would you? This man can bring home the bacon, Scott. You can see from that number that's up there now.
$1.8 million.
That is a truckload of money. That is a truckload of money. And let's welcome Mr. Davy Hite
to the show.
To the show. Davy, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be with you guys.
That's terrific. We're really glad to have you here. We want to thank you in advance, Davy. This is the first time you've been on the show. We want to thank you in advance, though, and to ask you to let your wife Natalie know how great it was setting this up with her. She was super to deal with, and is just a great personality. You're a lucky man.
I'm a lucky man. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. She's a mother of my kids, but she's my best friend and, a great business partner, all of the above. I'm very blessed.
That is for sure. Davy, we were looking through your history and doing our homework over the last couple of weeks to your career has gone over the years, etc. And one thing is very evident when you look into your background is that you've been consistent.
It's been a steady climb.
Yeah, it's a steady climb, and he's always around that podium. What do you think's been the key to that consistency, Davy?
Well, in tournament fishing, probably the key, before I get into it too far, the key is I started fishing bass tournaments when I was 13 years old. I just turned 48, so I got a young start. And just a lot of experience. And when I mentioned starting to fish tournaments at 13, it might be 6 guys, put it $5 in a hat and go fish. But I really was fishing for money at a very young age. And, it taught me at a young age that if you don't win, you really don't win any money. Second place is the first loser, and it's, you might get your money back, but you really don't win any money. So I've kind of always been a swing for the fence kind of guy in my career, and it's really worked out good for me. And our payouts in bass fishing, competitive bass fishing, are really top heavy. And if you can win you a few here and there, then it really pays out for you. And that's been real a real key to my success, and the all-time winnings number. It's been, I've been blessed for mine to be good, but it's all about winning. I mean, it really truly is.
Right. So I guess when you're going into a tournament, you're not going into there saying, well, I'd like to finish in the top 50. You're going for the number one spot.
Right. And that's exactly, that's my mindset. But a few years ago when the Elite Tournament Trail started paying $10,000 for 50th place, all the way down to 50th place, I had a little bit of a problem with that, because you start thinking about, man, winning isn't everything. 50th place isn't all that bad, 10 grand.
Yeah,
but,
10 grand.
You still have to focus on the wins, because, we've all got different ideas about, sports, but, when I watch baseball, the guy that hit the most home runs is the guy that I think gets all the attention and has opportunity to, with sponsorships and endorsements and that sort of thing. The guy that hits 300 batting average is probably just as valuable to his team, but, he doesn't get those big endorsements and doesn't really, get the attention that those home run hitters get. And,
right.
In football, the offensive line is probably key to any football team, but they just don't get the attention to the guys that just catch a few touchdown passes.
Yeah, and kind of like an offensive player.
That's really the same scenario in our sport, and I'm just kind of a swing for the fence, try to catch touchdown pass kind of guy.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a great way to look at it, and there's when you come up short just a little bit, there's a big difference between that first place win and that second place finish. So
it really is. I've been fortunate enough to win the FLW Championship and the Bassmaster Classic, and winning the FLW Championship when I won it, first place was $250,000.
Right.
I had 12
money.
ounces more than the second place guy, and he won $25,000.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You think about lobster, filet mignon, or all those great things, and you start talking about 12 ounces was $225,000.
And second place is
it makes you think a little bit.
Yeah.
So listen, Dave, this is a question we ask most of our listeners and
most of our guests.
Most of our guests, sorry, yeah. Is there, if there's one thing you could identify in terms of your strengths and weaknesses, what would some of those things be?
Well, probably my strength is, like I've talked about some, is trying to win every event. And then when I don't win, I think about my weaknesses and how I should maybe regroup. And it's probably not identifying when you're not on a winning pattern and you don't have opportunity to win. And just trying to have a, 45th place finish and go home with 10 grand in your pocket. That's probably my biggest weakness.
So
I'm a Monday morning quarterback. When you have a bad tournament, you think, dang, I should have just thrown a small worm and made 10 grand and go home and it'd be all good. But when you win, you think you did all the right things. So it's easy to see what you should have done after the fact. But probably my biggest weakness is not scaling down and just really trying to just catch some fish and move on to the next one and make $10,000. I really try to win. And, by the same token, I've had some really bad finishes. But all in all, the number of tournaments I've fished, I've had some good wins.
Yeah.
So focusing on the strong point there, going in with a strong mental attitude, what do you do to prepare to be mentally strong like that and mentally focused to just go out there and win and swing for the fences?
Well, first of all, it's more of a process than a lot of people that don't fish multiple day tournaments. Your equipment has to be, in top-notch shape. And, your boat, your motor, my Evinrude E-Tech, you have to have confidence in it that when you show up, it's going to start And when you're 30 miles away from takeoff and weigh in, when you turn the switch, it's going to start up. You have to have confidence in everything you use, from your hook to your line, like I said, to the big things like your outboard and then your boat.
Right. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
It's all about.
Yeah. You bring up
in any sport. It's all in any sport. It's all about just having confidence and having momentum.
Right.
And how do you prepare for that confidence? Is that all done in practice and pre-fishing and just working your way up to that main event?
It is. It certainly is. That's exactly right. Okay.
So if you have it's tougher for you obviously to maintain that mindset if you're not having a really good pre-fish. But if you're having a really good pre-fish, then you're going into that tournament like on fire mentally. You're up there at another level.
It is. That's the key is to have a good pre-fish. But it's bigger than that really. If you have a good tournament or two before that tournament, you see football team, basketball teams, baseball teams, any sports you think about. When you see an athlete get on a roll, it's like it's a no-brainer, and you just go out there and you let things happen. And when that starts happening, it's a great thing. Heck, I played a little blackjack at a few casinos in my life, and when you start getting 21, it just happens the next time. And when you're busting, it just happens, over and over again. It's all about momentum in any sport, and bass fishing is certainly one of them. And you try to stay mentally focused and have confidence in your equipment and what you're doing, and do all the right things. But just momentum is huge in our sport, just like any other sport.
You mentioned a good point there about equipment, Davy, and I was going to ask you this question. Having been in fishing tournaments for as many years as you have, what would you say is the most important piece of equipment you would advise up-and-coming tournament anglers to focus on that you think is critical to being successful in this game?
Well, probably, the most important thing for a young fisherman is time on the water. And I mentioned earlier that I think my biggest asset is that I started fishing tournaments at a very young age. But the most important piece of equipment is, without a doubt, your outboard engine and your boat. And, I run an Evinrude outboard because my granddad ran an Evinrude outboard. And I've got 100% total confidence in my engine. And honestly, one of the FLW tournaments I can think about, just right off the top of my head, I ran 180 miles south, downstream on the Mississippi, to my fishing spot.
That thing's big enough for you.
Then I would turn around and come back. And, you've got to have confidence in, my boat, my motor, that's my office. And you have to have confidence in that, and I've got total confidence in that.
That's great. It just so happens that Scott and I both run E-Tex also, and
do you really?
I've run E-Tex now for 15 years.
Yeah, and you can't beat the dependability, and you're right there, Davey, that if you want to have a motor that's going to, every time you turn the key, it's going to start, and you don't want to spend time in the shop doing maintenance, you got to get yourself an E-Tex.
Well, that's one of the that's remarkable about that engine is it's turnkey.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever pushed the gas ball one time. I've unloaded, loaded the boat. Every time I turn that key, that thing just starts up.
No, it does. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
You're exactly right. And the one thing, and I don't want to get on on this too big, and we're talking about a lot of different things, but just turn the key and it starts. You don't have to take it and get the oil changed and sit at the marina somewhere for 3 weeks before they get to it. I do this for a living, guys, and the Evinrude E-Tech is the way to go.
No, that's for sure. That being said, Davey, I want to pull on a bit of your experience here, and we get a lot of listeners who are the young guys, just getting into the tournament scene, or they've only been in the tournament scene for a few years, or they're in the local club stuff that everybody has in their towns. And I was going to ask you, what would I guess the best piece of advice you could give these guys who are looking to one day fish at your level? We've got guys here in the Montreal area, in the Ontario area, that often travel down to Plattsburgh, New York, and that do some of the BASS weekend series events, etc. But they're not obviously in the tour or things as such, but they aspire to be there one day. What would you say is the key, or a couple of the keys that would get them up to fish to that level?
Well, I mentioned earlier time on the water and starting fishing tournaments at a young age, and I think a big misconception is you have to fish the tour at an early age. I was a keynote speaker at the College World Championship at Little Rock, Arkansas last year, and I see a lot of young, eager fishermen, and it just makes me so proud to see that. But one thing that I think is a misconception is they don't have to start out with a 250 horsepower Evinrude outboard and 21-foot Phoenix boat. You can start out, at your level and compete. And I mentioned earlier that, I started out fishing, against 10 guys. So time on the water and being able to compete, because it puts you in a different mindset when you're competing on the water versus just fishing on the water, because you have a time frame that you have to leave and come back, and it's just a different mindset.
Right.
So first and foremost, I would say that. But now today, I think the second thing I would say is get a college education, because being able to promote yourself, being able to speak well when you have to do personal appearances for your sponsors and that sort of thing is very, very important.
Good point.
I just think that's probably the second most important thing. And I see some kids that are I'm just going to fish for a living. I don't need college, but you certainly do. But there's more opportunities there for that now. When I spoke at the College World Championship last year, it was surprising to me. There's a fair amount of colleges that actually provide scholarship opportunities for bass fishermen. They have bass fishing teams just like they have a baseball team or a football team, and they provide scholarships. So that's really opened some doors for some young fishermen to be able to go get your college education and also fish and pursue to be a professional fisherman. So, long story short, if I was 13 years old and had a desire to be a professional fisherman like I did a few years ago, I would seek out those colleges and universities that have fishing teams, and I would look towards that and try to get my fishing to pay for my education to go on to be able to be a professional fisherman.
That would be the ultimate deal, eh?
Absolutely, and continue the education, because education is essential. The fishing business is a tough business.
Well,
and a good education, whether or not you work in whatever field you study or not, is always good to have.
For sure.
You bet.
And you're 100% right, Davey, when you say that schools are getting more and more involved in the fishing industry. We see it all the time, and not only are they offering good programs, but exposure to these students also. I mean, if you look at the FLW and their college fishing league, they get TV exposure. They're already getting sponsorship deals. They're really getting a feel for what it's all about.
Absolutely. Had that been available when I was college age, I would have a doctorate degree right now, I'm telling you.
Dr. Davy Hite.
Yeah, I hear you. I would have been right there with you.
No.
Okay, maybe not a doctor. All right, fair enough. But,
No. The longest 5 years of your education, Scott, was grade 6.
Yeah, right. No, but it's an important process that all kids trying to get involved in whatever sport or activity it is. I mean, maintain that education.
Well, his point is that this wasn't available when Davy was young.
No, it wasn't.
Right?
No.
And now kids
it wasn't.
They have a great opportunity to not have to leave school to pursue their passion. They can combine it both, get it to pay for their education, and on the end, hey, you might come out and be a pro fisherman, but you might not. And if you don't, at least you got an education behind you. And if you do, that education from a business perspective can also help you, run your business. Because Davy Hite is a business. It is a business. Davy Hite is a business, right?
You betcha. I like I say, if that opportunity had been there, I sure would have taken advantage of it. when I was that age. And, you know, it's like other sports now. I mean, we're so blessed that bass fishing has progressed. You know, it's, you know, if a kid gets a football or a baseball scholarship, you know, odds are, I mean, he should dream to play at the next level and play on Sundays, but odds are he's probably not going to. But you take advantage of having a great time in your college years and having a school pay for your education, and then if it works out at the next level, it does. But if not, I mean, it's still all good. And, you know, it's just like, you know, now, thank goodness we've got that opportunity in bass fishing along with those other sports. Yeah, no, that's for sure. Davy, listen, I know it's Friday night. I know you're busy and getting set to get out there again. Before we let you go, though, I want to thank your wife, Natalie, for facilitating us, getting you onto the show and arranging the schedule and lining up with us. And before you do go, is there any sponsors you'd like to give a shout-out before you leave? Well, you know, I mentioned earlier, my office is my Phoenix boat, my Evinrude E-Tech outboard. You know, they first and foremost, I want to mention them. And, you know, all my sponsors that have been with me for quite a few years, you know, I appreciate them so much. I don't think I have to name them individually. Hopefully, most people know the companies that I've been with, and I tried to stay with the same companies for a lot of years because I believe in them. And, you know, I just want to thank them for when I have those days that I swing for the fence and I strike out. And then hopefully I repay what they've invested in me when I swing for the fence and I actually hit one over the fence. But I appreciate you guys, and I enjoy fishing up north. We're going to be doing that here the next few tournaments quite a bit, and I just really look forward to it. Well, maybe we'll meet you on a shoreline or at a dock on one of these northern tournaments, Davey. It's been a real pleasure having a guy like yourself on the show. You're definitely a class act when it comes to representing the industry, and we'll be following you over the course of the season and seeing how you're doing and watching your results, etc. And we want you to take care and know that you're welcome back on the show anytime. Thank you so much, and you know, I hope you'll let me be back on the show. All right, you take care. You take care. We'll be talking to you soon. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Great gentleman.
Great interview.
Yeah, great gentleman.
So let's skip over to a commercial real quick.
We'll do a quick commercial break, and we'll get to our next guest.
30 seconds. Let's go.
Evinrude outboard motors with E-Tech technology are designed to keep you on the water doing what you enjoy and not sitting in the shop. 3 years or 300 hours before you need to service your Evinrude E-Tech power plant. 2-stroke power combined with the economy of a 4-stroke. For those dedicated to water, power, fishing, and fun. Evinrude, official motors sponsor of Mike and Scott's B.S. Session.
Here you go.
Very important process.
Oh,
it's good that we have the commercials in there now. You know, I think it's
you like
important.
That?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I like that. We're going to be adding some more.
Maybe we could change the voice from a male voice to a female voice. If we could transition.
I'm not sure. I can find a voice. I'll try and find. I don't know if I can find. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Our next guest, or actually, our next portion of our show is going to focus on something that has taken the tournament fishing scene by storm over, I would say, the last 5 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the shallow water anchor. Tonight's guest is well-versed on the subject and will be giving us some insight onto what to look for in a shallow water anchor for your boat, because there's a few choices out there, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've field-tested a few of them. But
we've ended up with one.
We've ended up with one for performance. And our next guest is going to bring us...
so let's bring him on the show.
Is going to bring us up to speed on that. And we got a few questions for the gentleman. Mr. Curt Hill from Powerpole. How are you tonight?
Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. I'm doing pretty good.
Attaboy, Curt. Curt, you're down there. You're in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And you guys... Pardon me?
I said, Central Florida out of Tampa.
Of course, you're on your way down there, right?
I'm on my way down to Florida. I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
I'm sending Scotty down to bug you, Curt.
That's fine. Send him by the shop.
And you guys, you work for the company that manufactures and distributes the power pole. And what I want to know from you, Curt, is what makes power pole better than the rest that are out there today?
Well, there's a couple things that come to mind. First would be design. With the articulating down and away deployment, I mean, you can go under low clearances. It gives you flexibility and drive-off protection. The other thing that really comes to mind for me would be we use hydraulics versus any kind of electric motor or, manual deployment. With that, it also allows the drive-off protection with a built-in relief valve and stronger hold on the bottom.
Are the videos that we see on YouTube where the guy takes off and the power pulls down, are those real or is that a joke?
I can confirm it's real.
It's you in the video?
I accidentally left with the power pull down.
Yeah.
And I caught my attention when I heard when it was bouncing off the rocks. I pulled it up. It was all okay.
Okay. So it is real. That's real, Kurt?
It is real, and if you get a chance, there's an airboat video where it shows it going across dry land, so there's no way to really fake that.
That's unbelievable. And you guys have a lifetime guarantee on that stick that goes down into the dirt?
That's correct, on the spike itself.
Yeah.
But not a stupid guarantee.
Well, yeah, but there's no cure for stupid, buddy.
That's right.
It's Scotty-proof. Well, I'm just saying.
Hey, we've warrantied them out with people dragging them down the street, too, so...
Get out of here. Are you serious?
Yeah, anything that happens to it, lifetime, unconditional guarantee on the spike.
It does have a stupid guarantee.
It does have a stupid guarantee. If you push the remote in the truck while you're driving, it's going down. There's this big white stripe. That's pretty impressive. Obviously, they believe in their product, and it's well engineered and designed. If they're going to put a lifetime warranty on that peg. This year in the Bassmaster Classic, Kurt was watching. We were watching it actually very closely, and it appeared to us almost every boat that was out there had a power pull on it. Like there was 90%. I was told there was 90% of the boats had the power pulls on. Is that true?
It is true. I had to verify it with the guys that were at the Classic, but there was only 2 boats at the Bassmaster Classic this year that did not have our product on it. And
wow.
That also carries over to the Elite Series. It's the same statistic there.
Well, that's a testament to the reliability. I mean, a fisherman relies, on his tools to win tournaments, to fish effectively, to have that confidence that Davy Hite was talking about.
Well, Davy just said, right? That's his office, right?
That's his office, and he wants to have 100% faith in his product that he's using.
No doubt.
So if 90% or around there are using the power pull, it must mean something.
It must mean something. There's no doubt. How many years now have you guys been putting out the power pull, Kurt?
We've been putting out the power pull since the year 2000.
Okay. So we were just saying we believed one of the biggest innovations over the last 10 or so years has been the shallow water anchor relative to everything else that's come along. It's made a huge difference in the fishing industry and specifically the tournament fishing mostly. And you guys came out. There's a couple other models out there that, as you said, are mechanical driven or electrical driven. And I can tell you, none of them have the power of this thing. We recently applied 2 Sportsman models to one of your pro staff's Loic Ayot's boat. And on the trailer, with the 2 of these things deployed, it lifted the boat off the trailer.
Yeah, it does lift it a little bit.
It's crazy.
There is some power in those.
Yeah, it's crazy strong. Crazy strong.
Yeah. Listen, I have a question.
Yep.
Being that you're from Florida, or that the company was based in Florida from its origins, was the power pole designed for initially saltwater use or freshwater use, or was it really just conceived for both, right off the bat?
Right off the bat, it was actually designed for saltwater use. John, the owner and inventor of the power pole in the company, is a redfish tournament angler, and he was fishing he was using the mushroom anchor on a chain, which a lot of guys still use today, and he's like, this just isn't working out. It's too noisy. It's too much of a pain to do all day long. It wears you out. You can't focus on catching fish. So he went home and played with some connects and figured out a design.
Wow.
Another thing that people don't mention, though, that You know, when we use those big anchors, especially in saltwater, we destroy a lot of
coral,
a lot of the oyster beds
right?
and stuff like that. And the neat thing about a power pole is it digs down, it holds you in place.
It's a very small
and
footprint.
when you undeploy it, it basically is impact free. It doesn't leave any particular mark.
Well, unless guys like you take off with it down.
Yeah, but I did it on a sand flat. It wasn't the same.
Okay. Would the guy you're fishing tarpon with have one of these things?
Yeah.
Oh, there
Absolutely.
you go. I like that. That's terrific. That's an interesting story that the guy that invented this thing is actually
a saltwater fisherman. Well, being from Florida, I thought it would be
that's a good question.
Possibility.
Yeah, very good question.
Yeah.
What's some of the new stuff coming down the pipe this year, and that you can see that you want to let the listeners know about, Kurt, from the Power Pole family?
Well, I can't give you too much information on it, but
I hate it when they do this.
There is a new Power Pole Micro coming out.
What?
It will be debuted at ICAST, and there will be more information available about it after ICAST.
I see.
The Power Pole Micro.
Now, yes, sir.
Now, listen. You got to give us like a little bit of stuff. Okay, is it called Micro because it's smaller but just as powerful, or is it called Micro because you can put it on smaller boats?
And is it available in a 10-footer?
It is for smaller boats, and that's why it's called the Micro.
Wow. This is going to be cool.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
It's going to be cool. These guys just keep raising the bar higher and higher. And I can tell you now. Go ahead.
I don't know if you guys get the Bassmaster ad or magazine up there, but there is a teaser ad with a picture of it in there.
What?
Yeah, I just got the magazine the other day. Actually, the latest edition.
Yep, the one that should have just come in the mail.
Let's see. I'm gonna go have to find that thing.
Yeah,
I think it's flying around here somewhere.
We gotta take a look at that. Is that ad on their Bassmaster site, Kurt?
No, it's only a print ad.
Only in the print ad. Very interesting. Very sneaky, you guys. I've sent Scotty off hunting to see if he can find the magazine. So it's called. Okay. It's going to be called the Micro Power Pole.
It's a Power Pole Micro.
Power Pole Micro. And that'll be showing up on ICAST, so obviously it'll be available for the 2014 season for everybody.
Correct.
Very, very nice. Very nice. You guys just keep raising the bar again. That's superb.
We're trying to, and we have that app out for the Android market right now, and we're trying to get it out on the iPhone market as well. And there's going to be some new features coming out with that as well. Again, sworn to secrecy, so I can't tell you too much, but there's some cool stuff coming.
We can't wait. I know a lot of guys that use your Android app. They love it. And the guys that have the iPhones don't like you because it's not available on the iPhone. It just so happens you're talking to two guys that use iPhone.
Is that in the foreseeable future?
Well, you just said there's some good stuff coming out.
Okay, sorry. I was looking for the Bassmaster magazine.
Yeah, did you find it?
I found the FLW one. I don't know.
No.
Is it in the FLW Bass magazine also, or?
I don't think so.
So you hate it when they hide it from you?
Yeah, I have the other one somewhere.
No,
I'll probably find it after the show.
Yeah, more than likely. Well, listen, Kurt, I know you're a young guy with a young family. Actually, I think you have twins, right?
I do. I have twin girls.
That's right, and this is why
double trouble.
me and him hit it off right away because I have twins too.
Yeah, you do.
And
you have double trouble also.
I have double trouble also, and mine are boys and his are girls. So I know you're probably they're clamoring or hanging onto your leg, they're running around on the floor somewhere on this Friday night. So listen, I'm going to let you go and get back to your family. I want to let you know that on behalf of the show, you're welcome to come on anytime. You're a great sponsor on fishingcanada.net, and we appreciate your support. You guys have done a terrific job down there of producing a top-shelf product that we're very, very proud to be associated with. And every time we have any questions or anything, you guys are right there at the end of the phone with a quick answer. So just to let you know, keep up the great work. We're really excited to hear about this Power Pole Micro. So we'll be looking for that release and also the announcement at ICAST. And tell everybody down at Power Pole that they're doing terrific work, and everybody up north really loves their stuff.
Well, we appreciate that, and I will definitely let everybody know. And I also want to thank you guys for having me on the show.
No problem. We'll definitely be having you back. So get out there, take care of the twins, make sure you keep the wife happy, so she'll let you come back on the show or go fishing.
Of course, always got to keep her happy.
You got that right. You're learning, Kurt. You're learning. All right, son. We'll be seeing you again. Thanks again for being on the show, Kurt. Take care.
Take care, Kurt.
No problem. And if you have a minute, Scott, you can always stop by the office, and we'll be happy to give you a tour of the facility.
Oh, that sounds like great.
There you go.
Yep. Thank you very much.
No problem. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
Take
Bye-bye,
care.
Kurt.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Great young fellow.
Well, that would be a lot of fun.
It would be. You're down there. You should go by.
Yeah, I'm going to look them up. I'm going to see. Hopefully I have time. You know what? That would be a great thing for me to do. Great activity with my father, too, because I'm bringing my father with me on this trip.
There you go. And your dad wants a power pole, doesn't he? Or
he has one. He has one. He has a sportsman on the back of his flats boat there, so. I'm going to look him up. I might take him up on that offer. I hope he was ready.
Oh, no, you'll have no problem there. Before we shut down the show, we're going to go to a commercial, my friend.
Shut down the show?
Yeah.
Why would you want to do something like that?
We've only got 9 minutes left.
I know we do.
It goes
minutes.
fast.
8 minutes.
It goes very quick. We'll be right back.
Bass Cat Boats builds a total performance bass boat that will fit your needs and budget. From the Margay to the Jaguar, Bass Cat will have you covered, no matter your type of fishing or the body of water you call home. For a sure bet on where to spend your hard-earned money, you owe it to yourself to look at Bass Cat. Look them up at www.basscat.com.
There you go, my friend. Great hulls.
Well, you know, if you want good service, they're the company to go with.
Well,
the turnover rate is quick. You put an order in, you get your boat.
I know a guy that put an order in before you, and I'm not sure if he's going to get his boat before you.
He might. Technically he should.
He technically should.
But, you know.
What's that funny smile on your face?
I don't have a funny smile.
Yeah, you do.
The funny smile is I'm getting a new boat. That's the funny smile, and I can't wait.
This is a funny smile you were talking about
before. This is it's an anxious smile.
Yeah, okay. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
there you
go. Do that.
There you go. Some upcoming events, as we mentioned in the beginning of the show, on June 1st, the second and last Big Pike Challenge for the 2013 season on Missisquoi Bay in Venise, Quebec. You can sign up at www.
Just thought I'd mention.
You're interrupting.
I know.
FishingCanada.net. You can say up for the ripple.
We all know about Fishing Canada.
At www.fishingcanada.net.
Very important to mention. You know
what?
One of the key things.
What is so important? You interrupted.
The pike tournament last week.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier, but one of the key elements to my success.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh, you interrupted me. You interrupted me.
You're gonna like this.
What, you threw chum out or something?
No, it was the power pole.
Oh, that was one of your key. Was your key tools?
One of the key tools, because not only they were hard to find.
Yeah.
And when we'd find them, they were grouped up.
You know, everybody said that.
Well,
they would go in pockets.
They were in pockets. Yeah, we would find them in pockets, and when you're dealing with high current, you know.
Once you're on them, you want to stay on them. Right.
So we drop the power poles down, lock us into place, we'd point into the direction that we wanted, and we could continuously cast those same areas, and we'd get pike after pike after pike. And then you'd move your power poles up, you'd change positions a little bit, and you'd still be able to manipulate in that same area, but just from different angles. And you don't have to stay on the trolling motor.
No, that's it.
You know, when you're fighting the current with the trolling motor,
not only that,
you can't always keep the same position.
You're making noise.
You're making noise, too.
Right, you're making noise.
Sure.
So, no, it's
So I just thought I'd mention that, because really, without them,
would have been tough.
It would not have produced the same result.
So get yourself out on June 1st, Bay Missisquoi, bring your power poles. If you don't got them, fish with somebody that's got them, and come join this great event. We have a ball at these things, and you're going to love it. It's a catch, shoot, as in camera, release, and tournament, one of the few in Canada, and we're very proud to put this thing on, so get out there. Some shout-outs tonight to all my friends and members of my Team Evinrude family, who are, without them, I don't know where I'd be with all their great support. Jill Johnson, Grandma, Cynthia Bichette, Pierre Ouellette from our Evinrude family, great people to deal with.
Yeah, Claude Castonguay from Maple Grove Marine.
Yeah.
They work hand in hand together
to
give us the motors that we want.
And service the boats.
And service the boats and motors.
They do great. So Steve, the Bossman Boxley from Basscat, Wayne and the boys at Bennett's Tackle, Beat and Tackle, and Scott over at Zico Shoes. Gary at Fish and Tech. Gary, I'll be up there tomorrow morning, and I've sent a ton of people up there. This guy is just off the wall as far as his service and quality of installation go on all electronics and accessories. Some sponsor recognition tonight. Claude Castonguay, as you mentioned earlier, also with good buddies Benoit and Derek, who run the show over there. K-Way Outdoor Wear, I got mine on tonight. This stuff is great.
I'll be sporting mine in Florida.
In Florida.
The perfect attire.
You got to get some shots, buddy.
Of course.
Sims Baits, the Baits of Glory. I'll be seeing Simon.
Hey, you didn't say it with as much as enthusiasm this
week.
The
Baits of Glory.
The Baits of Glory.
I usually have trouble getting you to say it. Now you're just spitting it out like it's no tomorrow. Navionics, making sure you get back on both water and land. Hello to our good friend, my good friend, Rachel Chouinard of Navionics, whose daughter, I believe, will be up here in Montreal the first week of June on her honeymoon.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, so good luck and happy wedding and happy honeymoon. Power Pole, nothing holds your boat stronger than Power Pole anchors. You heard Kurt before, and if you're in the Florida area, he'll be more than happy to take you around for a tour. Mustang Survival, they save lives for a living. Look them up at www.mustangsurvival.com. Our podcast is available where, Scotty?
You can find us on iTunes in the podcast section. You can also find us at blogtalkradio.com from your laptop or desktop.
Mm-hmm.
You
can find us also fishingcanada.net, as we said before, and on the WRVO radio network located at RenoViolaOutdoors.com.
Yep.
You can also find us on Spreaker and on Stitcher, smart app, mobile app from your mobile device.
Thing of a goober.
That thing that we all attach to our hip.
Can't understand. Hey, where's that shirt? I just saw that shirt. Open the book.
That's a Voodoo Custom.
Evan's shirt?
No,
this shirt. This shirt.
You don't get a shirt like that.
I thought, whose shirt is that?
That's Brent Taylor's shirt.
Oh, okay. No, I don't want that shirt.
You have to be Brent Taylor.
Brent wants my shirt.
Oh, does he now?
That's the way it rolls.
See.
Yeah. Brent wants my shirt. Brent wants my shirt. Yes, that's for sure. Yeah, and if you need a shirt, Voodoo Customs.
Absolutely.
Hook him up. He's got and it's not only shirts, right? He's got rain jackets, hoodies.
He does everything.
He does everything.
He does G-strings.
Oh,
you see Ben? He posted a picture of a G-string he was wearing.
You saw Ben in a G-string?
No, I turned the other way real quick.
But you looked.
I caught my attention.
Yikes.
And it said Voodoo Customs on it. Very, very small.
Where was it?
Very, very small.
Very small.
It was just a label.
There you go. Just a label. That being said, Scotty, you're off to Florida tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're gonna send us some stuff. You're gonna bring me home a T-shirt that says "I'm with stupid," and and a bunch of pictures and good memories from fishing with your dad, which should be a lot of fun. Your dad's a hoot.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's definitely what it's all about. And we will be back next week when our guest will be. Let me just take a look. How come? Okay.
You're having some technical difficulties?
Yeah, I'm trying to get down and grab the bottom thing on the Excel sheet, but it won't let me take it. Anyway, we got somebody showing up next week.
We always got somebody.
We always get somebody coming up on the show. And
we have the bar there.
No, it's not here. It's on a different tab. But look what happens when I go to grab the tab.
Oh, shoot.
Look.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we got somebody showing up. You'll see the banner from our artist extraordinaire, Loic, to go up.
When he gets back on duty.
Yeah, when he gets back to work.
Jeez.
Loafer. Jeez, I don't know. These kids today.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
These kids. Look at it. It won't let me.
You know what? Forget it.
This is bizarre. Bizarro.
It is bizarre.
Look.
That's weird. Move the whole thing up.
How do I move the whole?
You grab it from the top.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, wait a minute.
Let me do it for you.
No, here, it's not like on this sheet. It's on another tab.
I understand.
Oh, you do? Okay. See. Oh, it's the bat phone.
Yeah.
Show schedule. There you go.
You see? Fixed
You're
it
a
for
pro.
you.
Next week we get the Pro Walleye Tour. Big star on the Pro Walleye Tour, Eric Olson, will be with us next week. So we're really excited about hearing from Eric. And we're going to line up a sponsor highlight. We're not sure who that is yet. We got a couple of feelers out there.
Well, we got the new sponsor too that we want to present next week.
We might
get that banner up, so.
we might have that guy on. So tune in next week when Walleye Tour Pro Eric Olson is going to be on the show and give us some insight on how to catch some big eyes.
It sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me too, Scotty.
Let's punch the ticket.
Let's punch the card. This one's a wrap. It's time to go home. We'll see you all next week. Tight lines.
This one's a wrap. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can subscribe on iTunes, the WRVO Network, Spreaker.com, www.blogtalkradio.com, and www.fishin-canada.net. See you next time for another B.S. Session.